it's that time of the month again when I take two boxes that I love and then I make them kiss a little bit and then I make them make war. I know this is coming in a bit later than usual, is because it's not my fault. It really isn't my fault though, because I waited for one of the boxes, Fairyloot to be specific, for quite a long time. That's like, I mean, I'm not complaining too much. What I am complaining about though, let's have a quick flashback to my first ever book box battle where I got two duplicates. No, kidding me. Well, I suppose that makes the box battle a bit more equal. Some of you pointed out that obviously if I get that many boxes, it's bound to happen that I have a duplicate, which is rightfully so. I have been very careful about the fact that, you know, this might happen. So I was following the announcements for the themes and everything. I still don't guess the book because for me that literally just beats the whole point of the box because I want it to be a surprise. So whilst I don't actually know what the items are in the Fairyloot and the Nerdy Bookworm box, because that is the boxes that are gonna battle today. This is the battle between the Fairyloot and the Nerdy Bookworm box. I have been unfortunately spoiled for the fact that those two boxes have the same book in them. You should have seen my initial reaction, which was very much like, the frustrating part was I have been so careful to avoid this sort of situation. I was so mad because I could remember for a fact that I had gotten an email from one of these boxes which specifically stated that what the book that we're getting is exclusive to that UK box. Both of these boxes are UK, but I went through my emails and Fairyloot actually didn't say that. But the Nerdy Bookworm box did. I'm gonna insert the email so you can see that I'm not lying. Obviously things happen and I'm not sure if this is the fault of the Nerdy Bookworm box company, people, or this is the publishers that said that they're not going to do it and still went on and did it. But they said that they had an agreement, and I take these sort of things seriously. If you had an agreement, then it must have not been very official because they wouldn't have been able to break it. But at the same time, I remember Fairyloot on Instagram saying that they will be talking between UK boxes, and I mean, and seeing that these are the most known UK boxes, I would assume they would communicate between each other. So I did get disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like the boxes are the cheapest thing in the world, but obviously it's not the worst thing that can happen either. But I am subscribed quite a few boxes and I knew that I cannot keep up all the subscriptions either way. This just seemed like a really good opportunity to do so. I am gonna battle these boxes and I'm gonna judge them just on these specific boxes, not on the previous boxes, because that's how battles work. So whichever box will win, I will continue with the subscription, and sadly the box that loses, I will be cancelling the subscription. So maybe I'll come back to it though, like maybe I'll see that the theme for that month is brilliant and I'm gonna order it again, but it's just not gonna be month-to-month thing. Since the intro was quite long this time, I will try and keep this very short and brief. I'm gonna try and keep the score here on the screen so you can see what is happening. I'm so sorry, but I cannot stop myself from starting with the -1 for the Nerdy Bookworm box because they did promise it in an email, and that is exactly why I didn't think twice about this. So, you know, I do feel bad because I know things happen, but at the same time, money. So without further ado, let's just open and see which one will win. Is it bad that I'm still super excited about this? Can't help myself. Logan has decided that Fairyloot goes first. Let's open Fairyloot. And I dropped it. So the theme for Fairyloot, there's a pop figure! Cute. I'm gonna try not to see it, but if you can see it, look! Oh my god, I keep dropping shit! So the theme for December's Fairyloot is sci-fi adventure, I think. Sci-fi adventure. And this is the art card, and I really do appreciate the art card. A full-size pop vinyl figure of Yoda. So I'm happy I got Yoda because it's quite cool. I'm very much for pop figures. I think they look brilliant on your shelves, and I just really enjoy them. And those figures are actually pretty expensive. That's like half of the price of the box already. So you know what? 2 points to Fairyloot. Next, we have some buttons. These are from Red Rising, which I have not read. I have an audiobook for Red Rising, but I will probably read it because Iron Gold from Instagram constantly talks about how good this book is. So I'm gonna read the series. You guys know how I feel about buttons. Then we have Kryptonite Dust. Oh, that's brilliant. It says Fairy Dust and it has green crystal. If Superman attacks me, then I can, you know, just throw some dust at him. I would win. It says Buttercream Cupcake Scented Green Fairy Dust. Scented with top note of churned whipped butter, sugarcane, followed by middle notes of Madagascar, vanilla, and maple. I want to open it and sniff it, but I'm afraid to get it everywhere. I think it's for your bath. Yeah, sprinkle into a bath for a blast of green. That's pretty cool. I like these sort of things. The next thing I have here is a cute card from Anissa, I think her name is. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. She's a lovely girl. I've spoken to her on Instagram for a few times and she seems really lovely. I think she's studying masters at the moment and she's also working on Fairyloot, which I only assume is extremely time consuming, so you go girl. Sent us the Christmas card with the hook boyfriend. I don't think this counts as an item, but it's a nice touch. Next we have, this is a few chapters from another sci-fi book, I believe. That's okay. And then we have 3 prints. 2 floppy ones and one a bit more stable, so let's start with the fluffy one. No matter where we go, we're all going together. Becky Chambers. That's a pretty space one. Everyone loves space, and this is really pretty. We roared and twisted and dreamed for hours. Oh, I can't read it. I honestly can't read it. And then we have a proper print for Red Rising with 4 hunky guys that look really nice. So now I sort of want to read the book more because hunky. Then we have a bookmark with the quote from Amy Kaufman, who is a co-author for Illuminate series. And it says, "We are and will always be what we choose." I don't really know if this is from Illuminate, it might be. But it also has a space themed background and I actually really like this bookmark. Points. Oh no way, this is awesome. We have space socks. Since I like both space and socks, this is awesome. Space socks! It sounded like I said space socks. Space doesn't suck. I just realized if Fairyloot loses, then I won't have Fairyloot pouches anymore. So to be fair, this is my 4th one, so I'm sure I would survive. I know I said I might have enough, but I'll still give half a point to it because Lizzie Fair, I fucking love it. So let's get the book out. So as always, we have a Fairyloot hashtag card that lets you find your buddy. I haven't found my buddy in the last 2 months. I only found one. I think my buddies are not very active, but I always really look forward to figuring out if I have a buddy or not. Even with buddies. This month I have Fairyloot 0133. If you are Fairyloot 0133, please let me know so we can be Fairyloot 0133 together. Then we have a signed book plate for Flashfall, which is the book. Flashfall is a new release sci-fi, which is in both boxes, so now you know. As always, we have a little Fairy Scoop newsletter. We have a small bookmark with Flashfall. Then we have a Dear Reader. I struggled with that letter, which I'm gonna read later. And finally, a book. This is a hardcover of Flashfall by Jenny Moyer. At the very middle of the book cover, it says, "Some boundaries should never be crossed." So I've just read the synopsis and I can honestly say I have no idea what this book is about. It's something to do with the mining colony that they live on, which really reminds me of Illuminator. It seems like the main character is named Orion. It's a girl. They're basically trying to mine enough resources to get onto a safe side of the colony or a safe planet, maybe get off the colony, I'm not particularly sure. Some sort of newcomers come into the colony or somewhere in and change her opinion about the whole system and how everything works, so there's gonna be some sort of twist, I assume. It does sound quite interesting. I think it could possibly be a very action-packed sci-fi book, which I'm all about at the moment because of Illuminate. So yeah, Flashfall is the book that I have 2 of now. With that, I'm just gonna move on to Nerdy Bookworm Box. Yay! I didn't even drop it. As always, we have Nerdy Bookworm Box newsletter. Is same as Fairy Scoop. I believe the theme for this month was New Worlds. That's what we have. Let's move a little bit. Okay, there we go. I have no idea what this is. It's like a knitted. Is this supposed to be a bracer? Because I would. Okay, deep violet musk shea butter soap. Oh. Okay. Yep. No, I found it. So I assume this is how it was supposed to be. Okay, so it must have just slipped off. Whoops. Alrighty, so we have a soap exclusively made for Nerdy Bookworm Box. So let's unwrap this. Interesting. Look at that. I'll be honest, it doesn't smell anywhere as nice as the one from Fairyloot, but I mean, it's soap. I use soap. So I actually do like when boxes include soap. So it looks a bit weird. Is that cumin seeds? It doesn't look nice, but it's soap and I assume it's all natural and it does the job, so I do actually really enjoy getting soap. So stabbed myself. Has 2 spikes here and earrings. I think this is from Peter Pan. They do look lovely. Now I do understand that a lot of people would probably love this. Unfortunately, the thing is that I used to have my ears pierced, but in like weird places, so I don't really have normal on the same level, you know, just like normal person would have the ears pierced. Can't really use those. Again, as I said, this is only my opinion. Somebody else might have really loved this. I just cannot use it. Next we have a little pouch, and I do want to mention that everything in Nerdy Bookworm Box, everything looks very natural. So, and there's a tiny tin inside. Burrowy Christmas handmade lip balm, and even looks like the label is handwritten, so that's quite cute. For more bookish lip balms, visit literarylipbalms.com. All natural ingredients, do not use if you are allergic to nuts. Can't decide if I like it or not. I can't even really say what it is. Smells like a little bit like ginger, which would be appropriate about Weasleys. So I appreciate the Harry Potter reference. Looks quite dry. I feel like this is quite an unfair battle because, again, very, very personal preference. Absolutely just my opinion, but I don't like the lip balms where you put your finger and then you put your finger on your lips. I just find it somewhat unhygienic. I don't know. I just don't like to touch. I don't like to touch lip balms with my fingers, and also sometimes I don't cut my nails so they're quite long and then it just gets everywhere. But I do like lip balms. I feel so bad, this is not going very great. Ooh, but next we get a notebook, which is really cool. We also got a notepad and some cards in the last Nerdy Bookworm box. You can see, I will link it down below so you can go and check that out. I feel like if you're somebody who's looking for a book box that also brings you stationery, Nerdy Bookworm box is probably the best one to go for. It says bookish and proud of it, and it has this handy string. I really like that it has that. It has this recycled look about it as well. I do appreciate it. And then we get a book. I will give half a point for the wrapping because they include a tiny charm, and that's just really adorable. So I really do like, and the fact that they put a sticker with happy reading, I do appreciate their wrapping. Is it as good as the pouch though? That is the question. It's also a hardcover. It's an exact replica for the one that I got in the Fairyloot. So you already know what the book is about. It's same flashball. It even has the same book plate but with a different signature, so at least it's nice to know that the author did use a different pen for the... Another thing I really like about the Nerdy Bookworm box though is their Nerdy Bookworm box bookmarks with their monthly theme design, because honestly from all of the book boxes their bookmarks are the nicest and I use them the most. I just like their style and they're really nice. They're not too floppy, they're not too hard, they're not too tall, so they fit in all sizes of books. I give them a point for bookmarks. As always, we have a quest card for exclusive online content, and yeah, the book. Oh, and also we have two prints that I haven't seen because they were under the book. I'm not going to die, she said, not till I've seen it. Seen what? Her smile widened everything. And another one says, I'd rather die on an adventure than standing still. I don't really feel either way about these because they're pretty. They're not the prettiest, but they're cute. So the result is fairly clear that the winner is Fairyloot. Yay! So I don't know how fair it was to compare these specific boxes because this was definitely not the strongest of the Nerdy Bookworm box I've ever had. Again, this is very, very personal. You might have preferred the Nerdy Bookworm box much more than Fairyloot this month. Let me know if you did. I did think that Fairyloot overall did perform better consistently for me. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna come back to a Nerdy Bookworm box, but I will take a break at least for a while, and I don't know, maybe I will get another box if the theme seems really interesting, or maybe I will try some other box. So yeah guys, let me know what you thought. Did you think that Fairyloot should have won, or did you think that Nerdy Bookworm should have won? I hope you enjoyed watching me battle the boxes. Most importantly, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you very soon. Bye! Kenzie should probably...
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah. Oh look! We're gonna hide it from each other. Ooh, I saw yours a bit.
Oh no!
I know. Ta-da!